we'll start with the M's.
All right. Let me make sure. Of course, it's a terrible time to say this. Is my mic on?
Indeed.
Is it?
Those might not be plugged in. Those
Okay.
probably are.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, everybody.
All right, we're going to check and make sure we're actually on before we say anything pertinent.
There we go. I just grabbed the wrong ones.
I don't know how those are still there. I think I brought them out for whenever Joe was here, and I just keep forgetting to take them out.
It'd be like that.
Your channel. If you're watching this, please hit the subscribe button. We're one away from 200. There we go.
Be that 200th person.
We would appreciate that. We would appreciate that a great deal. So, before we finish off Vancouver here, hopefully,
Yes.
or as we do, I'm going to bring this up and close this out. Hopefully that helps. Major League Baseball. I mean, they're on it this year at least. The Seattle Mariners came out with their City Connect. And first thoughts.
I love them, dude. I love them, man. The Seattle Pilots escaped me.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately when I looked at them, I was like, yo, that's right. Like, I love them, dude. I love them. I love the font. I love the colors. I don't have them in front of me right now, but there was nothing that I looked at and was like, they're great except for this.
Right.
You know, I could be wrong there. I could pull up a picture, but
Depends on how you feel about a black pant.
Were they? See, I just thought they were dark blue from what I remember.
Black.
Okay. And
You can really
that
sense
is a
the
little...
urgency starting to creep in for both
That kind of
teams here
sucks a little
tonight.
bit. But, I mean, as good as the hat is,
Series here.
as good as the top is, you can kind of forgive it a little bit.
That's how I feel.
It's like, I think that's probably why it's like the Chicago Bears, where it's like you realize, like, oh, that's just a dark blue, you know? Like the blue with the Mariners City Connects is such a darker blue that's probably why I thought this is a dark blue here, you know? So I love them, man. I mean, they're definitely top 5 of what's come out so far. I think they would crack my top 5.
So, my only gripe.
Nope, you're good. I like that you've got one.
But the problem is it's the same gripe as I have with Atlanta. Is now these are better than Atlanta's because yes, it is in essence a throwback, a reverse retro all this time, and that's the best you could do type situation. At least there are city things here. Like the PNW patch, I think is really cool. There's a couple other patches like Hodo something or other. Like it has like the pitchfork thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it does bum me out that the best you could do is trotting out the Pilots font as this is our city.
I think that's what it was for me, was that they did have little nods to the city here and there. But it is weird, though. That's a good point, because, like, when you think of Seattle, there's a lot of ways they
So
could have
much.
gone. You know, I mean,
The Emerald City, like
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, the Space Needle. How cool would a cap look with the Space Needle on
I
it?
know, right? And they just went with the throwback Mariners logo, which
Yeah.
again, like, look, I think it's again, in a vacuum, it's a great uniform.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. And I'm not gonna put it as low as Atlanta's because I feel like there's more effort here with Seattle's.
Absolutely.
So I definitely, different colors, a couple things that make it closer to what a Seattle City Connect would look like.
Yeah,
in my
they
mind.
at least changed up the template, unlike
Yeah.
the Braves.
Right. But I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like all this time,
Yeah.
and really a glorified throwback is the best you can do.
That's a good point, man. And it makes you hope going forward that, because I mean, that is one thing that you can say about even the wonky ones, is that you at least they try, Milwaukee, they've got a fucking grill up there.
Yeah.
At least there's city stuff in it, even if you don't understand,
Right.
It is a good point, and I think anytime you can wear the Ted Bundy Mariners logo, it's kind of cool. But I mean, you're right, and it does make you wonder, like, are we just going here? Nobody wants the City Connects to just become throwbacks. Like,
Right.
if you're going to do throwbacks, then do throwbacks. And you should really probably, I mean, some teams already do. The Phils do on home games on Thursdays. They do throwback Thursdays. Incorporate that stuff anyway. But, leave it out of the thing that's supposed to be designed to be a fresh concept.
How did that guy get me? But
Yeah, I was
mean,
trying
again,
to figure out how the puck was dribbling.
if this happens year one, if I get this uniform year one, like instead of Boston, maybe like as the first one,
Right.
I'm in love with it. My perception of the project changes, and it's probably one of my favorite ones to come out,
Right.
because it's a great uniform.
Aesthetically, yeah.
But I don't understand, we're 3 years into the project,
This is the third year, yeah.
and 2 of the 3 that have come out are basically just throwback uniforms.
It does seem like they being the various MLB teams that have done this so far, it's like they don't even have a handle of what this is. There's a lot of inconsistency.
Yeah, because, I mean, say what you want about San Diego, and people gave us grief because we liked it, and most people just did not. It's San Diego.
Yeah.
They made an effort. They took a big swing. Again, Colorado. I don't, it's not one of my favorites, but they took a swing. They made it. Let's make it look like a Colorado license plate. That's cool.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, already mentioned. Say what you want about Texas. Like, I don't like it.
I don't care
Texas.
for it either. But yeah, it makes sense with the vibe. And even a team like Miami, it's not the best to look at. You're not going to look at that and go, I can't wait to run out and grab those. But it makes sense with the fucking city.
So I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we're completely wasting a really cool concept. And as mentioned last week or the week before, whenever we talked about the last run, there's teams already changing their first City Connects. Like, they're already, because we're 3 years in.
Right.
And we don't have all of them yet.
Right, dude. Yeah, they definitely screwed themselves, as we've said, not putting them all out at once. It's very weird. It's very bizarre. And, let's face it, if you're MLB, generate any kind of interest you can. And part of it is fantasy baseball. The other part of it is, oh, shit. As we've talked about before, there's no other sport that's more arduous to get through when your team sucks than baseball. But it feels really good to be back into baseball again. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't have the package yet. I'm not watching every Phils game, but I'm keeping up with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know, dude, to be locked in on shit and to know that, like, hey, the best teams in the American and National League, respectively, are the Tampa Bay Rays and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wild.
What the fuck, man?
We saw that coming.
Yeah.
And by like a mile. Like, they're both 20 games above. Like, that's wild.
It's crazy, dude. And so it's like, it's not only all of those things and the gear that we're getting and everything else, but it's like, it's been a fun year so far. Because I think there's something more than any other sport, I think baseball's the coolest when you have a story like that. Because it is so goddamn hard in baseball with it's 162 games, man. Like, the cream rises to the top. If you're one of the best teams in the league, if you make it to the play, and by far the least amount of teams make the playoffs, even with the advent of the wild card. So, like, you got to earn that shit, man. Hell yeah.
There it is. There it is. Marchessault. Them Vegas Golden Knights.
Yep.
So let us know what you guys think of the M's junk, but I thought that would be a good place for us to start today. Yeah, there it is.
We're on the board, friend.
Put these suckers away today.
And then move on to the semis.
Whoever's next.
And I don't remember offhand. I know we've kind of simulated and such, but I don't remember offhand who all is a playoff team. So it'll be kind of cool to see who the next draw is.
Dead player on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. You were right there, Verhage, you douche.
So on Barn Chirpers, we've been talking about, predictions. We haven't gotten into pretty much the hockey conversations will start happening in the postseason, like after the Cup.
Right.
But we haven't had this conversation on that show yet. Like what do you want to happen? And I mean, now's a good time because now we're in the second round. So we were talking about this beforehand. Devs and Kraken is still alive, friend.
I know, dude, and that's been the one we've talked about for some time, and it's the Kraken are up. I think game 2 is tonight.
Yeah.
They're up 1-0 on the Stars. The Devs are down 1-0, but the Kraken have a tough series, man, ahead of them.
Yeah.
They have arguably the hottest. I mean, the hottest goalie in fucking hockey. And Ottinger, and they have a talented team too. I mean, Pavelski fucking exploded for four. The other night off of getting, alleged brain damage from Matt Dumba in the first round. But, as we kind of, I would get a penalty. Damn it.
So did Draisaitl last night, by the way. 4 goals.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Back-to-back nights, losing efforts for both.
Fucking wild. Hockey playoffs, dude. There's nothing like it.
It has been an awesome playoffs this year. And I don't say that just because the Devs knocked out the Rags.
No, not at all. But, I mean, and of course you want to see your team advance, obviously. But I think that seeing a team like the Devils, because the Rangers made a ton of moves at the deadline. For a lot of veteran guys to where that's the reason you make those moves is to give you the extra juice, when this time of the year comes. So even if it's not your team, I feel like you'd still be, and take the Rangers out of it, even if it wasn't a team like them that you hate, it's still cool to see the underdogs kind of win.
And boy, have they ever.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, you look at and I'm sure you saw it too, but there was something, it was basically the most recent Cup winner out of the teams that are left was, I believe, Carolina in 2006.
Yep.
So it's like, we're going to get somebody that it's been a while.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about, man. That's what makes it fucking cool. That's what makes the Stanley Cup playoffs the Stanley Cup playoffs. Tolvanen is a Canuck.
This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not being able to get through shit. Oh.
Jesus.
Binner. I mean, I guess it's game 4, biggest thing about the Devs' big loss last night was no Timo Meyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that hit from
okay.
from Game 7. So he's still considered day-to-day. At least that's what Lindy said today. He's day-to-day, but they said he's looking better. We definitely need to have him. He was a menace in the Rangers series. He didn't score. I think he may have gotten an assist, but like he was doing what we need to do desperately.
Yeah.
Shoot the fucking puck.
Yeah, dude. And that's why you bring in a guy like Timo, and he come through for you in the way that the Rangers needed their guys. And I mean, is there any word on the extension yet? Has it already been signed or
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. That's got to happen.
Him, well, the way this postseason's gone, like it's looking like him and Brad are just reducing their money. Like,
fuck yeah.
Brad, there we go. Giordano.
He's always down there around the net.
Word
Love
up.
him. And the penalty will probably come in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If you just give it a second.
That's
there.
the binner we know.
Uh-huh.
That's the binner.
Just let it sneak by him.
But yeah, like I guess at the beginning of the season, Brat was probably looking for like $9 million a year. That shit ain't happening. I mean, he was a ghost towards the end of the season, and he's got, I think, against them.
Wow. Okay.
I was laughing because I thought it was against us.
So did I. Yeah. So let's take this power play and let's do nothing with it.
Yeah,
as we do.
that's been the Devs this offseason.
And that's the worst, man.
Just can't get the power play going. And it's all about special teams in playoff hockey.
Yep.
Because the penalty kill was getting killed. Against the Rangers, fuckface had like 6 goals, 5 of them on the power play. Creeder.
Yeah, dude, that guy
Just sitting right in front of the goal, and it's like, dude, like you're the reason VTech got pulled. Like,
yeah. Fuck him, man.
I hate that dude.
I do too.
I hate, like, I've been trying to be like respectful because I know a lot of Rangers fans, but like, goddamn,
No,
fuck the
dude.
Rags.
Oh,
Fuck the Rags
100%.
in this house.
100%, dude.
And maybe I'll get to this in Barn Trippers too, but like, I need to get this the fuck out. I said a little bit about it, about the fucking blowing of the Rangers that the national media does.
Oh, I hate it, dude.
Especially against us. And now, we take out the Rags, and suddenly now they're immediately blowing the Canes. It's like, hey man, like,
There's another team here playing.
I get the boys didn't play well last night, so you're not giving them much positive to talk about, but we were kind of the 3rd best team in hockey.
Yeah. Set franchise records.
So, I don't know. How about a little respect?
Yeah, dude, I remember, I don't remember what year it was. It was around 5 years ago-ish. The Rangers were in the playoffs. I think it was one of the years they made a deep run. And, constantly, national media, all you would hear is, well, the Rangers, how great would this be for them? They haven't won a cup since 94. And I'm
They
like...
still haven't, dicks.
Yeah. I'm like, well, it's been since 75 for us. So if we're going for like, woe is me depression, I'm pretty sure we got them beat there. Not that that's ever a competition you want to win.
Yeah.
But, yeah, get out of here.
I just, like, every chance they could, they'd go to, 1994, and, Mark Messier game, and, it's like,
Fuck that guy screaming
Yeah.
and shit. You had already won cups, dude. It's not about you. Maybe let Brian Leach celebrate, huh? Dick? Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I can't stand that shit.
But again, to move on to the Canes, who who, I mean, choked almost as hard as us. Like, they almost gave the shit up. Like, we almost caught them. Mm-hmm. So what's the fucking deal?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I mean,
they finished 1 point ahead of us.
That's it. And, Boston, who finished far and ahead away from everybody, we see what happened to them.
Yeah.
So it's...
And for the record, I want to point this out. Like, many times between our various programs, you called that. Like, you didn't say that the Panthers were going to do it in the first round, but you've been saying it happens like all the time.
Look, I think I even said it on Barn Chirp. I don't expect it to be Florida, but like, let's not lock them in yet. Because it's that Bolts team that they beat in points and shit. They got bounced that year. I want to say they got swept by Columbus. Yep. Maybe was it a sweep?
It was a sweep.
I know they got beat in the quarters, and I'm like, by my guy Torts, and I'm like, weird to say Columbus moved on to the second round of the playoffs in this day and age, but that did happen at one point, kids. Yeah, so hockey. It's not the shit. I did not realize that was me with the puck. I hate when that happens. It's not the NBA. You know what I mean? Where it's like you look around and you kind of go, all right. Like, I was really hopeful in the NBA, Sacramento was going to bounce.
Golden State.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was rooting my ass off for fucking Sacramento. And it's just like, you look up second round. Oh, okay, that's right. Because that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that never happens in hockey, man.
Oh,
shit.
I mean, at least it can only either be LeBron and the Lakers or Golden State this year.
Right.
It can't, like, one of them is taking the other out for sure.
Oh, fuck. What's Phoenix right now?
Down 2-0.
Shit. Okay. They play tonight?
I think it's a travel, so I think they play tomorrow.
I got you.
Because they're going back to Phoenix.
Right. Makes sense.
But they got worked in game one. They were winning most of game two until Chris Paul went down with an injury. So, and then they end up losing. But, and again, I don't know what the Suns did to be like, everybody fucking hates them.
I know.
In the national media, but like, oh, it's over, it's going to be a sweep. And it's like, Denver was at home. They have the home court advantage. They're supposed to win those games.
Right, exactly. And it is weird, dude. I know we've talked about this before over several shows. Is it really Suns and Six guy? Because I don't know what else. Maybe it's
Cash guy, I think.
Okay, yeah. KD, because people hate him because he joined the Warriors.
It's actually Chris Paul, because people call him dirty.
Yeah, but we love LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Give me the dirty guy over...
Yeah, the crybaby who does nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking horseshit.
Go home, Vancouver.
On to the second round.
That was way closer than it should have been, but whatever. Dub is what matters.
It is. We did get the empty netter, though, which makes it look nice and sexy.
Oy.
Yeah, the Sixers. First of all, I'm geeked. I'm thrilled for my guy. Finally got the MVP over the loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And like, Denver media was salty as hell over it. They were like, I think the Nuggets official account tweeted out like, yeah, we know who the real MVP is, with like Jokic highlights. And you're just like, hey, man, you know who didn't do that the last 2 years?
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him, man, but it was one of those things like, okay, we won game one. Do you bring him back last night? Like, in theory, you think, okay, if he's good to play, he's going to give the team the boost, right? Mm-hmm. Just got the MVP, so you would think that, okay, they're going to come out 2-0 lead going home to Philly.
The Ducks.
Weird. Maybe it's because Zegras is on the cover. And then Minnesota and Dallas. Okay. So, but yeah. And they beat the fuck out of us, dude. 121-87, I think. And
Yeah.
it's like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, at least you split. That's the way I'm trying to look at it.
Well,
At
and
least
again,
you split.
you took one from their court.
Exactly.
Which is fucking important. Because
So-
Boston's supposed to win those 2 games.
They are. And I just, there was something about, like, man, if we can go up 2-0 in the Garden and go home with a 2-0 series lead, like, I'm not saying the series is over here, but man, that feels, oh God, those are so good.
You're not allowed to wear the shit ones.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Exactly. Get the foot out of here. Yeah, that was a little discouraging, but we'll see, man. We'll see. For me, dude, my foreman came in today. He was like, "You watched the game last night?" And I'm like, "Fuck off, man." Like, my thing is with the Sixers at this point, dude, getting past the quarters or the semis has been such a mind fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Just get to the conference finals and I'll be happy. Like, of course, it's like you said, the year, of course you want to win.
Yeah.
But it's like, if we can just get over that hump even, I'll be like, you know what, at least we're a step closer, and I think that's the most frustrating part. And meanwhile, you're watching down in Miami, Jimmy Butler fucking kill it.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the guy that you opted to keep Ben Simmons over.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jimmy
He's been on his revenge tour ever since.
Oh, my God, dude. And I'm like, I can only imagine the way he's wired if we get past Boston, and it is an if it ends up being us in the Heat.
Yeah. Which, by the way, how awesome is the renewal of Heat fucking Knicks?
Oh, dude, so great.
Love it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, and fuck New York, but the Knicks, I would probably never say this about the Rangers or even I don't. It's cool to see the Knicks relevant again. There's something about MSG that it's the Rangers play there and it's the Rangers house, but it feels like it's the Knicks building.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even though Vince
you.
McMahon thinks it's his. It I don't know, man. And the Knicks are, it's like and you put it perfectly when you talk about like Detroit, the Red Wings. You hate them. But despite the hatred, the NHL's better when the Red Wings are good.
Yep.
The NBA's better when the Knicks are relevant. And
Absolutely.
not relevant just because they're the fucking Knicks, but relevant because they're good.
Yep. In the playoffs and, a chance to actually do something with it.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. I feel that way about, again, the Celtics. Like, the Celtics being good, the Knicks being good, the Lakers, like they all have to be relevant.
For sure, dude. For sure.
Because then when a team like New Orleans, pops up, it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But, like, if they beat nobody, then if they beat Memphis, it's like, well, who cares?
Right. That's what made it so cool to me when Sacramento, fucking hell. Dylan
That guy?
Dubé. Really? Okay.
That guy waltzed in.
God, I love those get-ups, though, man.
They really are nice.
I'm not here to compliment the other team. Fuck them right now, but God, those are sweet.
Coming into our barn in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
dicks.
literally just danced on in.
2 West Coast water creatures.
I don't know if you saw the text this morning about, or last night, about chances, the Bedard sweepstakes.
Yeah, dude. And there's people out there that are like, the league wants the and I mean, I haven't seen just 1 or 2 in comment sections. I've seen like pockets. And I'm like, based on what, dude?
Yeah.
Based on what? Because Chicago's in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think Chicago was 13%.
Anaheim's got the highest?
25, yep.
Jesus, man.
Which would make sense. Anaheim is essentially LA.
Yeah.
That's a big-ass market.
Yep. And
I know it's not an original 6, but
No, but the Ducks are one of those teams that it always feels like the league appreciates. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's say what you want. It's a team that was based on a movie, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows, even if you don't know hockey, you know the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to count for something. So
brand recognition. You already have like a flashy guy there that you could see like blossoming into a major face of the league.
Yeah. I mean, he's on the cover of the game we're playing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I definitely think they don't want him to go to Columbus.
No.
And fuck, neither do I, to be honest with you.
So he can be Rick Nash.
Yeah. And then he got traded. He went to the Rangers, and
Yep.
he didn't really
Didn't do shit there either.
Yeah. It's like, okay, dude, you're a lot of hype. But Rick Nash, I forgot about that fucking guy. Yeah, God, who else is up there? Because that's like the next big thing on my radar. That's a week from tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, I think they announce or they do the lottery whatever Monday.
Oh, is it? Okay,
think.
shit. Okay.
The only reason I know this is like second intermission last night. They showed that.
Maybe I'm just still kind of like in the hangover of NFL draft mode, and I'm thinking Thursdays. Maybe that's what it is.
How ridiculous is it that I actually was considering going to the draft in Nashville,
dude,
for barn chirpers?
I would love to go to a fucking draft, man. I would.
Yeah,
Landy.
he's the man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
MVP of the Sharks
That's 1,000%, dude.
all year. Him and Giroux.
Yep.
Just getting it done.
Yep, on that top line. I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, they've elevated kind of, generally speaking, whoever we put on
gets
the
that other
top
wing.
line with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what your captain and your A is supposed to do.
Yeah, Buchnevich most of the year was right up there with him.
Yep. I think Marchessault maybe.
I think Buchnevich got hurt, so Marchessault went up to that line.
That's okay.
But I think that's how Iafallo ended up getting his hot streak
Yep.
because of an injury or something. He ended up on that line.
All right, so we got it tied up. But no, dude, look, man, I would be all in on a draft roadie. When the draft was in Philly a couple years ago, the NFL draft, I wanted badly to go, but you had to get on like a waiting list for tickets. It was fucking weird. I'm sure it's not that way with hockey, but
Yeah.
that's what I would love to do it, dude.
I wish it wasn't I mean, I want to go to Nashville. Don't get me wrong. I just wish it wasn't Nashville because of how far that is.
Yeah. I mean, if they do Carolina or
God, how awesome would that be?
that would be. I mean, and they move it a lot to it. It doesn't seem like they try to keep it like the NFL tries to stay in a big market. Hockey doesn't give a shit, dude. It's been everywhere.
I think that's a good mentality to have.
Agreed.
To be
Agreed.
frank. I actually almost, speaking of Raleigh, I almost went last night.
Dude, I don't blame you, man.
Tickets were only... Oh!
Holy shit, okay.
For Hagee with the tip in. Tickets were only like $65.
Yeah.
I was like, it's only 3.5
Raleigh.
hours. Like,
It's not bad, dude.
I'd like to go. I almost went.
I would love to go to a playoff hockey game, man. And that's something that we should keep in the back pocket for next year. A Carolina playoff game, because I mean it'd be better if one of our teams were in it, of course.
Right.
Like right now you guys are playing them, but fuck me. Something good just happened, so naturally
Something bad must immediately.
yes.
Patty
Now the shoe
Maroon.
drops. Yeah, that's not bad, dude. It's a shame, man. I don't know if Raleigh still has the same attendance issues because they've been good for a couple years now. Like pretty good, not just marginally decent. I don't know the attendance numbers, but I know they were having issues for a while. And if you've got playoff tickets, it's 65. That would lead me to believe there's still something there. Because I would take a playoff ticket at the at the entry level playoff ticket you're getting, I would expect $100 a piece.
Yeah. Well, just for vice versa, I looked at Game 3 at the Rock, 180.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So I was like, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, but even I don't know, man. Even for a playoff hockey game, that's reasonable, man.
Yeah,
for a playoff game.
I don't have that, but it makes sense.
It's like if you did, I could pull the trigger and not feel like fuck yeah, suck it, Anaheim, Bogosian. Just D-men showing up clutch for us tonight.
Hey, whatever, man.
Yeah, a defenseman
Suck
just
it,
performed
Flower.
a wraparound. You gotta love it, while shorthanded.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Oh, the shorty, eh?
The shorty. And suddenly, we're up 2 goals.
I think I was initially looking at Game 2 tickets, and they were starting at like 75.
Okay,
And that's on a Friday.
Yeah, Jesus, man.
So I mean, I'm hoping the devs can extend the series, because if I can make a game next week,
Hell yeah, dude.
that's not a far drive.
No, it's not, and that's something where you get depending on how spunky you're feeling, you get you a cup of coffee and you make the ride back the same day.
Mm-hmm.
It's doable.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that ride back will be a blast, but it's doable. You could pocket that money you'd spend on a hotel and put it toward a ticket for the sun.
Let's see. Puck drop was at 8 last night. I think game was over, 10:30?
Yeah, so Raleigh's...
I had gotten home like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
It would have been really early, but...
Well, and you figure traffic leaving the game is going to be probably a little hairy. Yeah, I think about 2, which isn't bad, dude. I mean, I know for me personally, it's like before, diplomacy entered my life, I was up till that time anyway. So it's like, that's the time you generally just start winding down. So fuck it.
Oof.
You don't hit Patty Maroon.
I know, right? Damn it. That was supposed to be a pass.
Hollywood fucking Hayes.
So boy, oh boy, do I hate the Rangers. I mean,
hell yeah, dude.
I knew I did, but I hadn't watched a ton of Rangers hockey this year. So watching them in the series, which I only watched... Man, we talked about this on Barn Chirpers, and folks, if you're listening to this and you've heard us say Barn Chirpers a million times at this point, it's our other pod. It is on this channel, so all you have to do is there's a playlist with all the podcast episodes, or subscribe on whatever podcast platform. But
yes,
like I was talking about, I don't know if you knew this, I only watched the first 2 games of that series.
I can imagine, dude, because of the fucking conditions of it's frustrating, man, because not so much for me too, because I love playoff hockey, but I haven't watched any of the Sixers.
Yeah,
because we don't have cable anymore, man.
The availability of that shit is... I was wanting to watch some of the games, but I can't find them.
And
so.
She's been wanting to watch the Kraken, but only every so often do they have one that's on ESPN. It's
I know a place.
Okay.
Hockey I can do. Hockey I can find you.
Okay. I know I saw this, and this, not to go back to the Suns, but along the same topic of streaming and availability of games and shit. I don't know if it was the Suns owner. Yep. I could imagine it would have had to been. And I'm sure you've seen this and you know where I'm going. He's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about TV rights. All our games are going to be free.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, that's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't expect it, and I don't think it'll happen. Hopefully more people go, you know what? I'm going to follow suit here.
Yeah, especially West Coast teams.
Yeah, dude, because it's just like, it's the going rate now for all of this shit. Like, so it's like you add up all the streaming services because, again, make no mistake about it. And if she were here, she'd be like, here he goes, conspiracy theory again. They're all on multiple different. Their goal is to get you to get all the streamers.
Yep.
Which eventually, if you do, you're basically paying for cable.
Yes.
And if you're a sports guy, you're kind of like, this is cool that I can watch murder documentaries and shit, but I want to watch the goddamn Sixers, or I want to watch the Flyers, or I want to watch the Phillies, or whatever. And that, it's frustrating, dude, because the hoops I had to go through to get the draft
Oh, really?
was fucking horseshit. Like, they showed it on NFL Plus, which we already have, but it's like you can only have the NFL app on certain devices. So now the Apple I'm not watching the draft for 3 days in the fucking bed, okay? So we got to move the Apple Now, these are completely like, I get there's other struggles in the world that are more difficult than what I'm saying here, okay? But what I'm saying is watching the fucking NFL draft should not be this difficult. I thought that was in.
Yeah.
Move the Apple TV out. Then there's like login issues and QR codes and all this type of shit. And it's just like, you know what? I'm about to just be like, I'm going to my parents for 3 days because they've got it. They've got NFL Network and all that shit. So yeah, dude, it was a whole thing, and it's just like, this is ridiculous, you know. And it's great if you're, you know, not into it like that, or you just want to see a game every once in a while. Like V, I love her, but she doesn't have any interest in watching all 82 Kraken games.
Right.
Fuck, I don't have interest in watching all 82 Flyers games this year. So I get it. I'm not shitting on that, but it's like, okay, now the playoffs are here. I'd like to check them out, you know. And when you're trying to grow your sport, it's like the only way you're going to get more dollars is by getting more eyes on the TV. Mm-hmm. And so I just, it's frustrating, dude. It's, these TV rights deals have become fucking absurd. And I mean, we're the motherfuckers paying for it.
Yep.
You know? So, and it's like, that's fine, but can you at least on these streaming services, can you put the MLB package on Amazon? Can you put the NBA package on Netflix? Can you put, you know, MLS on Paramount? Whatever. So they're at least you're getting $10-15 a month off of practically everybody in this goddamn country. What else do you want, man?
Well, and it comes back to, like, how did the NFL get so huge? Think about, like, when we were kids, and more so for me, because I'm a bit older.
Yeah.
You didn't have to pay for the playoffs.
No,
they were just on free TV.
Yes, dude.
So more people got to watch it. To your point,
exactly,
and fall in love with the sport.
Yep.
I was able to watch so much hockey this year.
Yep.
I watched a ton of Kraken games. I watched a ton of Wild games. It was exciting. I watched some Preds games. After we went and saw them. Anyway.
Yeah.
I watched some Habs games. Like, I watched a lot of different teams, including my own.
It's great, dude, and it gets you more into it. I mean, I watched a fair amount of the Sens this year.
Because you can.
Yeah.
But then,
and it was fucking great.
You know, playoffs come around, and it's suddenly...
Ghost.
Yeah, by the way, no. And hockey, of all teams. Like, because the NBA is the number 2, and they're surging. They're catching up to NFL. NHL is a distant probably 4, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Honestly, it might even... I'd like to see MLS versus NHL.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, for people like us that love pucks, it's different. But nationwide, dude, MLS might... I don't know.
The growth of the league suggests that that they must be doing well.
Yeah,
The fact that they secured Apple this year.
Apple fucking TV, dude.
They're already talking about Vegas getting a squad. It's talk of, I think, Salt Lake. No, Salt Lake already has one. That's in women's. I'm thinking about. But point being, they're already talking about the next round of expansion. They just brought in St. Louis.
Yeah,
and
dude.
last year they just brought in Charlotte.
Exactly, man. And
Sacramento actually is coming in the league too.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So they're growing.
Yeah. And that's what gets me is like if you're NHL, you're talking about 2 more teams in the league. Mm-hmm. So now you're up to 34.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. That's fine and dandy, but who's going to watch?
Right.
Who's watching, man? I mean, you should be doing everything you can to get as many eyeballs as you can on the set, you know, and
especially with some of the teams that are playing.
Yes, dude.
Playoffs is when there is hardly any bad games that I've watched in playoff hockey this year. Like, you know, with the exception of maybe the Jets and the Knights.
Yeah. Poor Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Poor Winnipeg.
And I couldn't watch those games because, like, I'd turn them on and be like, oh, okay, Knights are running. Cool. All right.
Next.
Yeah,
dude.
But, like, watching Seattle and Colorado in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Watching Minnesota and Dallas in the first round. That's some really good hockey.
And the Rangers.
Yeah,
like, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Right, and that's
Blood
my
feud.
thing. Yeah, if you get put playoff hockey in front of people and they'll get hooked. Mm-hmm. And if you don't hook them long term, you at least will probably. There's a very good chance you have them the next game, and then you never know. You know, maybe next year. You know, if they're whatever the fuck around the fucking house and shit, and here's that team I watched last year. I watched the Devils and the Rangers, and that game was fucking amazing. Look, the Devils are playing, you know, Ottawa. I'm going to give this game a watch. Mm-hmm. You never know, dude. And you can't sit here and go, well, hockey's for everyone, and then take the playoffs away from your fans that are paying to. Because I know for me, like, and I'm sure you and Joe as well, the main reason we have ESPN Plus is for hockey.
Yes.
And another added benefit is, I mean, I used to be, and I'm slowly starting to kind of get back into UFC again. And you can only get their pay-per-views on ESPN Plus, which is horseshit, but whatever. It's like, that's the reason I have it. I can do without UFC. I did for 2 years. I'm not going without the Flyers. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, you have people there, and ESPN as a platform is fucking great. You know, it's better. There's brand recognition, and they're going to get promotion on their main channel, which has a lot of people that watch it, even though, yes, ESPN's run some people off. Mm-hmm. But it's still ESPN, dude. It's not going anywhere. So you get the promo, you get the ad space, you get all that shit, the press, and then you take the playoffs away from people and go, go to True TV. And I'm like, this is the same channel that used to show like the outrageous videos with like B celebrities like Danny Bonaducci and Tanya Harding commenting on it. That's what playoff hockey's on? Are you serious? It just doesn't make any sense.
It just shouldn't be so hard to watch playoff hockey.
No.
That's, I think, our major point here. Oh,
absolutely. And it should be easier to watch. I'm just going to say, the playoffs should be free, dude.
Yeah, man.
The playoffs should be free for everybody. I don't know. It's not up to us to figure out how to make it free. You're the entity here. You figure out how to make it free and accessible for any and everybody. Because, again, if it's the fucking playoffs, it's the championship, that's what's going to hook people. You know, even when I wasn't keeping up with baseball actively, I would still try and watch the World Series every year.
Oh, yeah.
It's the World fucking Series, man. So, I don't know, dude.
Doesn't baseball do that too? Like with free baseball in the playoffs?
I'm pretty sure they have it on one of the local, like if you've got like because we have one of those, whatever they call them, digital satellite gimmicks that pick up like the local.
There
Fuck
it is.
yes.
Nashuskin
On the board.
from the doghouse to Herodom.
Yeah, right.
What an arc for this guy this year.
He's on the board anyway. You can get your basic cable there, which is where you should be showing games.
Yeah.
So that'll get you the MLB playoffs. That'll even get you, generally speaking, it may be different now because NFL switched over to YouTube and YouTube TV, so we'll see how that goes. But NFL is, what the fuck? Who the fuck is Kay Stenland?
He's the guy who just beat Markstrom.
Yeah. Kevin Stenland. Why, that's who he is.
Wow. Well, they answered back.
Immediately,
Gotta
dicks.
be kidding me with that.
Yeah, for real.
Wait, why is Verhage? Verhage's playing center. Yeah, he's a center. I'm dumb.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. He is. Shit. But yeah, it's maddening, dude. And I have moments every now and then around the house where I am kind of like, I miss my sports. It's not even that. Oh shit! End of the period. It's not even like I'm going to sit around and watch a game every single day, but it's just like You remember back in the day when you were drinking? Because I did the same shit. Like, you had to rush to get to Sev's or wherever before the beer cooler got locked up at midnight.
Yep.
It's not even that you were like, I'm definitely going to consume all this tonight. You just wanted to know that you had it available.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I just like to know that if I've got the time to sit down and watch, I don't know, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks maybe, that I have that option. Or not even the Rockies and the Diamondbacks as an example. Maybe just a playoff fucking hockey game. So yeah, dude, it's big for me too cuz I'm a big like ambient sound guy. Mm-hmm. I like ambient noise. Like it's music for her, 1,000%. Hers is music, and I love music. Don't get me wrong, but my ambient noise provider has always been the TV. TV's always been on. If I'm awake, fuck yeah, Landy.
Relentless.
Damn right he is.
That's right.
Relentlessly handsome.
Doing Landy things.
Hell yeah, dude. And he's streaky too. So, and even when he's not scoring goals,
He's doing something.
Yeah, he's
in
getting
the box, getting assists.
Exactly. So, him being hot is a good sign for us.
We talk a lot about superstitions. So, the reason I didn't watch the last 5 games. So, 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, I was at a wedding for game 3 of the series. I got home just in time for the game to go into overtime, and like 2 minutes later, Dougie pots the game-winning shot.
Yep.
So I missed the entirety of game 3. And because I was at a wedding, I didn't get to wear my Devil's cap either.
Somebody else better get married.
So I was like, all right, well, let me see what happens if I don't watch game 4. Didn't watch game 4, did not wear my cap that day. Guess what happens?
Dub.
Same thing happens in game 5. I don't watch, don't wear my cap. 4-0, Schmitty gets his first shutout.
Yep.
Okay. I don't watch game 5. Oh, game misconduct.
Wow.
Eat a dick.
That seems a little aggressive. And a 5-minute power play. Fucking Christ. Okay.
But I didn't in game 5 either, but 5-2 loss. Didn't watch game 7.
And you got the win.
And we got the win. 4-0, another shutty. So I watched game 1 versus the Canes. I wore my cat. Fuck off. Computer gonna computer. In this one, I think. Computer want a computer.
Yep.
But I watched every second of last night. And while it wasn't as painstaking as watching, I know it's the same score as game 1 and 2 from the first round, but it was not nearly as painstaking. Like it was a bummer, but like you could tell what had happened. So it was like not. But anyway,
it wasn't as bad.
Right. But anyway, point being, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this series.
No, I get it, dude. Trust me, I get it.
The track record speaks for itself. 0-3 when I watch.
Yep, I get it. There was a playoff game. I don't remember who it was. This was many Irish car bombs ago. But the Birds were playing fill in the blank in the playoffs, and we had started kind of shitty. And obviously, NFL is not best of 7; it's one and done. So, it's like there ain't a game 2. If you suck tonight, your season's dead. And we started shitty, and naturally, when the team looks like shit, you start to drink a little heavier, which means back in the day of, your boy with the heaters, I'm going out to smoke more. Anytime I would go out to smoke, I would hear cheers from in the house. So naturally, I'm opening the door. What happened? And it's like, look, you better just stay out there. So I sat out on the fucking porch on my phone for the rest of the game. The Birds won, and now I don't remember what year this was. I feel like I should have, but yeah, I don't remember if we won the week after that. I couldn't tell you, but I get it, man. I am superstitious AF for real. So it's totally understandable. If the team needs you, the team needs you, dude.
It's like that Always Sunny episode. The year after the Birds won, they did 2 Super Bowl episodes. One is everybody at the game and the madness that happens, and again, it includes like a bullshit superstition. But the other episode is basically a Home Alone knockoff of Charlie being at the bar by himself, and 2 Birds players come to the bar. I mean, obviously they're not really there.
Jason Kelsey and Bo Allen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, everything that every fan does impacts the game. And it's like, it is stupid that I think, me not wearing my cap affects anything.
What I'm doing in this one room in my house in Hampton, Virginia has an impact on the game and fill in the blank. No, I know, dude.
But still, like, how can you go against, like I said, 4-3?
No, I know, dude. And it's like, if you really stop and think about it, you're right. Like, we all have to have a chromosome missing or some shit, because it is the dumbest fucking thing in the world. But I don't know if it's like it gives you more hope. I don't know, but it feels better when you do something, especially if you do something once and it works. Then you're like, I have to always do this. When I found out when I was working for DOT, me and my buddy Zach we'd smoke a cigarette together before we hit the road and shit. And he was like, man, you don't do Lucky cigarettes? And I was like, well, what is that? I've never even heard of it. He was like, basically you flip one upside down when you open the pack, and whenever you feel, you light the Lucky, right? And it's supposed to bring you good luck. So I was like, oh, no, I've never done this. But what better time to try it than before an Eagles game? So I went out. I had forgotten about this idea, and the first week of the season that year, I went out, and I still remember the time because I checked, because you look at the clock like, okay, how long do I have before kickoff? Do I have time to get another one in yet? And it was 12:52. And I went out, and, I think this was Carson Wentz's rookie year, as a matter of fact, because I want to say the game was against Cleveland. Who he had his first career start against the RG3-led Cleveland Browns. How long ago does that feel like now? But I go outside, and I have the fucking cigarette, and the Birds win. So you know what happened every Sunday until I stopped smoking cigarettes. I would go out at 12:52 and I would light the lucky fucking cigarette. Or if we played at 4 o'clock, I would go out at 3:52. Or even if it was 4:30, I would go out at 4:20. It was 8 minutes before kickoff was scheduled. And it's just like, this is the dumbest shit in the world. Because there were plenty of times I would smoke a lucky and we would fucking lose. But it was like, it worked the first time. I have to do it. It's dumb. But you absolutely tell yourself, this shit's for real. It works.
My wife was so mad at me because I was sitting there like I'd have the NHL app open watching the game anyway, just not video wise.
Now, does your superstition get so bad that you rope others in?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Okay, see, don't cross over there because yeah, dude. It's like, if the Birds score, like Super Bowl, for example, if you get up to pee, like, or get a snack or a drink or whatever the fuck, or get a little schmook, please have your butt back in this seat by the time kickoff happens, by the time we're back from a commercial. Like, I need you here because things seem to be going well when you're here. And if you're not in here and Jalen Hurts throws an interception, I'm going to fucking hate you. Like, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
She was mad because she's like, "You're watching the game anyway." I'm like, "I'm not. I am not."
I'm just checking the results.
So, like, I'm just silently, yeah. Somebody puts one in, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm not watching it. I'm staying abreast. I'm checking in.
I mean, it sucks because you can't see like how the team is playing. You're only seeing the score. Because like I said, like you look at that 5-1 score, and sure, like a whole period was lost last night, but they didn't play like a 5-1.
Yeah, and the box score never tells the whole story. Exactly, a game like last night, and you want to see how the team looked, So
I was so excited to beat the Rangers because I was like, oh, cool, I can watch the boys play again. And I don't know. I feel like I can't watch tomorrow night. I feel like I gotta do something else.
I'd say you're good. I'd say watch it tomorrow, and then if you lose tomorrow, then maybe start assessing some shit.
Just also depends because tomorrow's Friday, so I usually watch SmackDown on Fridays. So like my attention might be divided anyway. I might have it on the computer and
yeah.
God, they're going to push us to overtime, aren't they? Or they're going to win at the last second.
Yeah, exactly. Or a Markstrom's going to happen.
Hard to complain because it's the second round of the playoffs. It's not like we should be sweeping, but also like I want to just.
Oh, for sure.
I want to see this postseason bad.
Yeah, dude.
We haven't even looked at like contracts, so I don't know who we're going to be able to keep,
who's running up, and that's that's the part that I'm curious about. Not just the cup matchups and who else is there and everything else, but what's the squad going to look like next year? Because that's when you got to make the tough decisions. Mm-hmm. But I hate to say it makes it easier if you lift the cup, you're like, maybe I'm more willing to make a tough cut than I would be otherwise. Because it's like, fuck it, I got the hardware.
Tell you what, I don't know what old mystery guy's contract is, but he's staying a Shark if we can help it.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna make $10 million a year if we have to. He's gonna be making Mitch Marner money.
I feel like he earned his spot on the roster.
Oh yeah, dude.
Meanwhile, a guy like Iafallo, who I would never have guessed would be in trouble.
Agreed, dude. Agreed.
But he definitely is. Like it's not a guarantee we re-sign him.
No, not at all.
Especially if he doesn't show up in the playoffs.
And so far, crickets. So, and you have a guy like him, Nick Paul, who kind of quiet most of the year, but then toward the end of a lot of hitting going on right there. Holy shit.
As per computer usual.
Marchessault, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. Making me stall just long enough to where they can steal the puck.
as per computer usual.
Oh, yeah. Now the
Look
swarm
at
is
this.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
And we hit them, and they either pop right back up or they don't even go down.
Uh-huh. No sell.
It's Hogan all over again.
Yep. Oh, shit. Well, there's Goligoski, another defenseman on a breakaway.
Be nice if we could like get some decent shots here.
I know.
Feel like we're getting a bunch of junk.
Fuck.
And then this, like how?
I know. They skate right through you. It's like, dude, what the shit is this?
And I'm about. Oh. God damn it!
Fuck you, Zuccarello.
Fucking fuck.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
This is the shit I can't stand.
Damn it.
It's like they were. How did 3 of them get back before we got up ice?
Uh-huh. And it's like you have a chance at the breakaway, and they just turn on the jets and go, yeah, no.
God damn it.
Shut.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Fucking.
shit.
I thought I was a defender.
It happens.
God damn it. That was probably going to happen too. Fuck.
Probably wouldn't have made it. Although it was Mystery Man. Overtime in the playoffs, friend. There's nothing like it.
God damn it. The computer just wants the computer.
Uh-huh. Well, they're like, yeah, we're going to make you work for this one.
I mean, the computer definitely has been trying to computer me in my devs franchise, but like, just, I won't let them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know, dude. But every now and then there's still those, and those are so frustrating when it feels like it's like a brick wall. The game it's like it doesn't fuck. Like it doesn't matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can shoot 60 shots and it's like none of them are going to go through. Because guys like Malcolm Subban and Keith Kincaid suddenly become fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, please don't let that in, Markstrom. What the fuck? Come on. Oh! Fuck you, Flower.
I love that goalie mask, though.
Oh, it's so cool, dude.
Fuck.
Oh!
Come on. Really?
Holy shit,
What is that, like
dude.
3 attempts?
Yeah.
Couldn't poke one
Yeah,
past.
this doesn't look good, dude. Fuck.
I had the open ice. I was like, take the shot.
Oh, yeah.
But of course.
Especially those ones off the face-off.
Yeah.
Winning a lot of face-offs here, though. Fuck yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yep, time for us to swarm. Fuck. Stop freezing the puck, even though I understand why you're doing it. All right. Fuck yes. Yes! Hell yeah, dude.
Good screen.
Fucking right. I feel like we escaped with that one.
Yeah,
It felt like after that sequence, the game was like, nope.
Yeah. But I gotta admit, man, that was some good fucking teamwork right there.
Oh, hell yeah,
that
dude.
screen. I was like, well, shit.
Hell yeah, man.
I don't think he can see us.
We got it at 2-0, dude. We held home ice. Landy.
4
goal,
hits.
4 hits. Sounds like a Landy game.
That's our guy.
Yep. NHL notification. What do we got?
Well, who's tonight?
Norris finalists announced. Adam Fox, Eric Carlson, and Cale Makar. Makes sense.
I saw that old Jackie's up for an award. I think Cap.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember which one. Lady Bing, I think, for Jack.
Sounds about right. There was a sign years ago that said Lady Bing died in Philly. It always made me laugh. Every time I think of the Lady Bing Award, I think of that. Hockey's got cool names for the reward. I think the Norris Trophy and the Vezina are the coolest.
Mm-hmm. How cool is it that the likely Vezina is home or golfing right now?
Right?
It's exciting times.
It is, dude. It is. I mean, this has been a really cool playoffs. And, I mean, it's still dude. We're not even in the conference finals yet.
Yeah.
Whatever cup we get. And hockey has a way of doing this where it's like, here's the one that you want. Here's the one you feel the league wants. But here's the one you actually get. Like, if you were I think we even talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, and this could be a great discussion for the three of us on Barn Chirpers. Some of the random Stanley Cups we've gotten over the years.
Yeah, we got it. We definitely. I mean, depending on how this year turns out, that we need to definitely do that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because we were talking about it. I was just cutting up that video where it was like Tampa and Calgary one year, then it was Edmonton and Carolina, and then the next year was Anaheim and Ottawa.
Yes.
What a fucking run,
dude! I know. Edmonton and Carolina. Edmonton's the one I always go to. That immediately jumps to mind for me. That was oh wow, we're at it already. Okay. That was the year I graduated high school, and I remember there was a guy, and I took remember AutoCAD, like the technical engineering drawing shit. I was in that class, and I didn't really need it to graduate. So naturally, since I was 18, all I did was fuck off. And there was this guy in the class whose name was Chris. And he was like, well, who do you want? And I was like, well, I love Rod Brindamore because he's a former Flyer, but I want Edmonton. And it was just like, I remember him being like offended rather, that I didn't want the American team. And it was just like,
oh man, they're trying already.
Oh my God, they are, dude.
They're like, they beat it last time.
Uh-huh.
They're going to make us work for it. That's all right.
Yeah, let's get this bitch out of here for right now. Fuck you. Oh, my God. I'm glad that wasn't a penalty. I was like, fuck. Hey, Verhaeghe's back from that game misconduct.
Yeah. I mean, the way I'm looking at it is, I don't think there is a cup matchup out there right now that I wouldn't take.
No, not at all. It's just like, out of all of these, the randomness of probably it being like, I don't know. I'm trying to think offhand of like, what is the most random cup matchup of the teams left? Obviously, you would have to have Florida.
Right. Florida and Seattle.
Yeah,
That
like,
would be fucking weird as fuck.
fuck yeah, dude. The fucking super wild card ass Panthers. Fuck you, Hollywood Hayes. All right. Fuck yeah. I was going to say, we are uber close to just killing this power play. That should do it.
You had mentioned before we went on that it feels like the league wants Toronto, Edmonton. And, you know, I hate a forced storyline, but I'd be cool with Toronto, Edmonton. It's not what I want. It's probably like my least favorite of the options.
I think like of all the options, I'm not claiming like chicanery yet, But I think I'll say this. I think if they both advance, if it gets to a situation where whoever the two teams are playing, just don't leave it in the ref's hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I think if you give the league, if you put a gun to Gary Bettman's head right now, which would be cool if somebody did.
Oh God.
I kid, I jest. But I think that's what he would want. I think that's what the league and the board of directors would take.
Good Lord.
And it makes sense from a market standpoint. And as we were saying before we went on, I mean, look at the star power. You get McDavid and Matthews and Marner and Draisaitl. These are fucking loaded teams, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so and to the point that we've been saying about both of them kind of being those really good rosters, but collectively shitting on themselves in the playoffs, like to have them both get over the hump at the same time and end up squaring off would be pretty cool. I could get into it. I could talk myself into getting up for a Toronto Edmonton Cup if we got it. It doesn't mean that, to your point, that's not what I want. But if it got here, I wouldn't be furious. We've had worse cups.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's New Jersey versus anybody. I'm psyched.
Sure.
New Jersey, Seattle is definitely the one I'm still rooting for, though, because like Seattle's the only team that if we got there, it'd be like, okay, it's if we lose to these guys, it's cool. Like,
yeah,
I mean, for Seattle to get there at this point would be fucking outrageous.
Cool as shit. And I think what I'm rooting for, honestly, the first step of all of this, aside from just generally rooting for the Devs and Kraken, which if you had told me 20 years ago, you're going to be openly, like, actively rooting for the Devils in the playoffs, I'd be like, you're fucking high. But I think it would be fucking cool to see a Vegas-Seattle Western Conference final.
Yeah, man.
That would be fucking sweet, man. And, I think the league kind of wants that as a rivalry anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And what better way to have it happen kind of organically than, because what a rivalry truly is this is why I hated the Devils 20 years ago. A rivalry is like, to me, it shouldn't be just solely based off geography, but it's got to be like, geography plays a part, but I think it has to be like, you've taken something from me that fucking matters to me, and I fucking hate you for it, So what better way to ignite that than WCF Vegas Seattle?
So for Vegas to go to the Cup, it really depends on who the Eastern team is. Vegas and Toronto doesn't really interest me. Vegas Carolina really doesn't interest me, although the hockey would be really good.
Yeah.
Which I guess is probably the most important part. Vegas New Jersey would be cool, of course. Vegas and Florida. Okay. Okay, maybe I don't want that one the least. Going the other way.
How shitty would a Florida Carolina Eastern Conference final be?
Blech. Toronto, Seattle would be cool.
Yeah.
I think Seattle and anybody would be cool too. Like,
yeah,
second to New Jersey and anybody.
It's just like the year Vegas was in it. I mean, Vegas was their first year, so that would but there's another weird cup, Vegas and Washington, but it was like, I don't know, dude, there was something fucking cool about that. And, our guy, I love you, Joe, but I wanted Vegas as much as I was pissed they were there.
1 year in and you're there already. Dicks.
Exactly.
There we go.
Hell yeah, Buchnevich again. 4 for him in the playoffs. He's had a good run.
Get it going.
Yep. So, yeah. I think you're right. There's definitely less desirable matchups, but there's nothing that would be like, yeah, this is shit.
Imagine Edmonton finally gets over the hump and it's Florida.
And Florida wins.
Yeah. That would be, especially with Bob, the way he's been like all season.
Yeah, dude.
fucking sit. And he's the one who's getting them the dubs.
Yeah.
Like, he's in net. They took Lyon out.
I know, dude. And Alex Lyon's a former Flyer. I was pulling for that dude, man. It's just a shame that, I mean, look, aside from just hockey reasons here, that you'd like to see that team with Spencer Knight at this point, because it's like, man, young goalie, go on a run here with a fairly talented Florida team. I mean, fuck, they won the President's Trophy last year. It's not that they're untalented, it's they haven't got consistent play in net all year.
Yep.
Until now, Bob's getting them dubs. So, I don't know, it'd just be cool to see Spencer Knight in there. But I was pulling for Alex Lyon because I was like, I don't know, man. It's like cool. It's like, I can imagine, I've never been to prison, so I can't say firsthand, but like, your cellmate or whatever gets out and thrives
for your guy,
and you're like, yeah, I love that he got it. He found his way out and is making something of himself. I love that for him, because it's like, it wouldn't be happening for you here, motherfucker. So at least you can take, of all teams, the Florida Panthers and do something with them.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like, it shouldn't be a shock. But at the same time, the Bees were so good this year.
Yeah.
And the Panthers just were not until they had to be, I guess.
Right. And how cool is it to see Sad Marchand?
Oh, that's great. Like, it's fuck the Bees all day in this household. Like, I ain't crying for them to lose.
No, God, no.
But it's funny, in one of the episodes, we said the best chance the Leafs have is for the Bees to lose. And they lose, and then the Leafs promptly go out and lose game one.
Leafs gonna leave still.
Yeah. I mean, they got over the first thing. Now they got to get over the second.
Right.
Hey, we won a series. Hey, we're about to lose to the Panthers.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Florida and Vegas. That really is not very appealing at all.
No, it's so not.
Florida and Seattle might be cool. It's definitely not on my priority list.
No, and even though it would be cool as a hockey fan, I think probably Florida being there is a worst case scenario for the league. Like, you don't want those fuckers there. Although, I mean, it's
Miami. It's a big market.
And Bob, for all of the wonkiness he's suddenly conveniently started to have since we started the fantasy league, I mean, he has won 2 Vezinas. So it's like, he's not a complete scrub. It's just,
he's good for 5.
Yeah, dude. Like, and for some reason, it worked better for him in Columbus than it did in Philly or Florida. He's probably the only person that will ever be able to have that distinguishment. But
Columbus is never going to be good, are they? Like,
man,
I don't want to pretend like they have a squad or nothing, because they don't. But like, they have names there.
Yeah, they have. I mean, and they still do. I for the life of me, dude. I mean, we talked about it, for fuck's sake. Johnny Hockey. It's like, dude, Columbus. I mean, I get money, but bro, like,
what do you think is going to happen there?
There was nobody else.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, again, like, how does he not end up in Florida? I mean, look, I'm glad we didn't get him, because I feel like Timo is more what we need than him.
Yeah, it worked out. but he is from Jersey.
Yeah, how does he not land in Philly or Jersey?
Well, because Chuck Fletcher didn't want to math.
Yeah.
If we had made this move last year, I mean, look, I shouldn't say for sure, because I've yet to see Danny Briere in action, but I think if there's anybody with a pulse that gets done, because it was, I mean, dude, he had been linked to Philly for fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
And Chuck Fletcher's just like, no, we're good. We'll just pay Travis Sanheim a shit ton of money for the next 8 years. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. But the Flyers do have Cutter Gautier's been killing it. I like him because his name's Cutter. And he probably is the best prospect we have. And he's a very handsome dude. What a good-looking fella Cutter Gauthier is. I mean, I feel like if your name's Cutter, you can't walk around looking like me. Like, you have to look decent. So, I mean, there is some young talent. It's just going to take some time. And to the point, I saw they, end of the year, you know how they talk to everybody, end of the year interviews, press bullshit. They were talking to Carter Hart, and they basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but how you feel about here in the future? And he was like, well, look, I am 24, 25 years old. I'm not getting any younger, but I do still have a while to go in my career, but I do want to win. But it was very weird and cryptic, but he was like, I don't really want to go anywhere either, though. Like, I'd like to win here. And, of course, that's kind of like, that's PR 101.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I think if you give him the option, he probably does. He's been with the Flyers his whole fucking career. And it's crazy that dude's already in his mid-20s. I'm like, I remember when he was 19 playing for the Everett Silvertips. I remember when we called him up finally. His first game was against Washington. And I was like, I hadn't been that geeked for a random Flyers regular season game maybe ever, dude. Except for like a Flyers-Pens game, you know what I mean? That had playoff implications. But it was like, Carter Hart's debuting tonight. Like, I think I took the next day off work so I could get fucking drunk or whatever. But I don't know. I'll say this. If we get Bedard, that certainly accelerates shit. But then it's just like, okay.
Oh.
And there's a number 2 kid this year, too, that's... Huh?
Even in an empty net, we're getting stuff waved off. I guess maybe he kicked it.
It went off the skate. Okay. There was no kicking motion, but all right. Damn it. Okay. Review?
Still no good.
No goal.
Still no good.
Well. Jesus.
Of course.
Naturally. That's all right. They should be pulling. Oh, fucking the more we keep them down here. Fuck you, Dubé. They're just not going to pull them. This is awesome. Oh, don't even need the empty netter.
Take that. Take that, Guernica.
Yes.
Yes.
Jordan Eberle put this one away. So, damn. I mean, knock on wood here.
Injured most of the season, but
yeah,
showed up just in time. Oh, that guy was mad.
A big mad dude. We've had stressful moments, but this is
not quite cruise control, but we're in drive.
Yeah, we're up 3-0 here in the series. So that, for all intents and purposes, history be on our side. Oh, there's an empty netter.
Yes.
Oh,
damn it! Man.
A hair away from Verhaeghe netting one to make it 3-0 unnecessarily. But you still want it.
You still want it. Whew. All right. Had to sweat that one out, but we got it. You know what I didn't notice? I don't think we've pointed this out. The little design on the tail stripe on the shark sweaters. Next time we get a close-up, take a look. It's on both the homes and the ways.
Okay. Is it like a texture like Vegas has? Or?
Yeah, but it's like, it's cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know. So okay.
I didn't notice it until, I think, maybe subconsciously I noticed it, but I
It
didn't
just
really
didn't
notice it
jump out?
until today.
I got you.
Still want one, god damn it. Why is that not available anywhere?
Dude, for real, like, is there like a blood oath or some shit that we
Keep
don't
them
know?
away.
Don't let the public get the new shark sweaters. Illuminati shit.
It's like the one I want the most.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Same.
like the one I want next.
Yep. And I don't it's been a whole goddamn year.
Yeah, man.
It's been a whole year. Why are they I get them maybe not by Christmas, which feels like a massive missed opportunity.
But also, how do you not have them before the season, to be honest?
Yeah.
Like they made the change before the season, so how are they not?
I like that.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like,
that's fucking cool.
Once you get a closer look, it's like, oh shit, because it's like waves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Sharks. Yeah, I get it.
I like that teams are starting to do little shit like that. It's weird. I feel like hockey sweaters are going forward and football jerseys are going backwards.
Mm-hmm. And baseball is just baseballing it up. Although I don't think I'd get the Mariners cap, but I might get that jersey. It is a sweet jersey.
It's a great looking jersey. Yeah, I don't know if they have I've always wanted a Griffey jersey, just because if you're around I remember Griffey was appointment television.
Just imagine if that dude didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
That should be like the face of baseball.
Yeah, dude, he's the reason I don't do it all the time. Oh, Christ almighty.
Wow, here we go.
Although, didn't this happen last game, too?
The game before.
Okay, and we're still up, so suck it, Dylan Larkin.
Well, last game, it was a penalty, and this time.
Okay.
Like an immediate penalty.
So you blink and we're down 1-0, but it's okay. Buchnevich in the top 10 in goals, though. I don't do it a whole lot anymore because I'm fucking 35, but every now and then you throw the cap on backwards just to see how. And every time you do that, I mean, who do you think of?
The kid, man.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, the prettiest fucking swing, man. He was the reason why I think so many people, because the Mariners have always been one of those teams I've had a soft spot for, and it's 1,000% it's because of Griffey.
I mean, yeah, there's like side pieces like a Jay Buhner. I always liked Jay Buhner and, Julio Rodriguez and, of course, Big Unit.
Yep.
But, Griff was the one.
Yeah,
Griff was the reason why I paid attention to that team.
Yeah, he's the one that got you to TV. And I just remember so many times, it's summer and, it's the 11 o'clock Sports Center and your parents let you stay up. And it's like, back when that was the way you got your sports news, Griffey was what led the Sports Center a lot of the times.
How did that even happen?
That's what I'm like, did it go out of play? What the fuck? But yeah, dude. So the Mariners, I get you there, man, for sure. I'm waiting because who's this year? Baltimore, Cincinnati.
We have Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati left.
Pittsburgh's the other one. Okay, yeah.
And I think Pittsburgh's next. And I saw what people are saying is the leak.
Not good.
Underwhelming, but technically the best City Connect of the bunch so far.
Okay.
If that makes sense. If you get what I'm implying.
A steel texture jersey.
Just, it's not a throwback.
Fuck yeah.
There we go.
I absolutely expect the steel logo diamonds to be there somewhere. Whatever that shit is, it's in the Steelers logo.
Yeah.
The little poof things. There's a term for them. I just can't remember what it is. But you know what I'm talking about. And if you've ever seen the Steelers logo, you know what I'm talking about. But I expect that to be at least on the sleeve or somewhere like that. But again, dude, as we've said about the Pirates, I saw a guy at Wawa about a week or so ago. And I know this is a team we've had this discussion about. I saw a guy that had a Pirates cap on, and I just thought, Man, I want one.
Yeah, man.
I want one so bad, dude. But I can't. It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're not like a rival of the Phillies, or it's like it's
Pittsburgh. It's a city rivalry.
Yeah, dude. So,
Jesus.
and it sucks because I love their shit. They've never. The only bad thing the Pirates have ever had was the Buccos.
Mm-hmm.
Those were ass. But I mean, dude, even their ballpark, like it from every. I think we talked about this. From
Yep.
I've heard a couple of people. Like, if you go to one ballpark, it has to be PNC Park. It's gorgeous. And
the only thing that sucks about that is they started off so good this year. Like, I don't think we'd be able to.
yeah, exactly.
Because I was definitely thinking, man, we could make it to Pittsburgh this summer.
Yeah,
like a 7-hour trip, maybe?
I've never been. I wouldn't. It can't be more. It's definitely not Nashville. It wouldn't be any more than 8, I wouldn't imagine. Depending on what way you go. I don't know if that's one of those deals where if you take the Bay Bridge Tunnel, it cuts off time like it does to Philly. I don't know, but fuck, that went way haywire.
Right to that guy.
Yeah. Oh, end of the period.
All right.
I would love to do, I think we've talked about this too. I'd love to do a ballpark tour, dude.
Hell yeah.
Of all the sports. And I would love to see all the hockey barns too, NHL, but
Fuck yeah.
if I could pick one, it would be MLB ballparks, dude.
Well, like I said, I went to Olympic Stadium once. I went to Citi Field once. I've been to Nationals Park and then RFK before Nationals Park opened. Those are the only ballparks I've been to.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to Camden.
We were looking at, we might still, because I was looking to see, because I've always wanted to go to Camden because my grandmother, I'm sure I've told that story before. I've always wanted to go see an Orioles game in Camden. And I was like, well, they do interleague now.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let me see if the Phils don't go to Baltimore this year. The O's go to Philly. And I've been to the bank. So I was like, okay, well, who else comes? Because, on a weekend where you don't have to use fucking leave and all that dumb shit. And it's like, there was a weekend at the beginning of June where they're playing the Royals.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. And, tickets aren't, you can get really good seats for like $90. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, you can get decent seats for about 30.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just depends on what you want to go for. But then it was just like, well, do we want to go? Do we want to stay? Do we run into a hotel? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was leaning drive back. She was leaning hotel. But then again, she's from around there. She'd probably want to. I get it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to drive up for a game and drive back. Baltimore is probably a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Nah.
So get you a coffee or two on the ride and you're good.
Depending on what time. Because the great thing about baseball is a lot of afternoon games.
Dude,
like
first
11,
pitch, 4:05.
Beautiful.
Right.
And
so
games are running like 2.5 hours this year so
pitch
far.
clock, man. So it's like you go, you enjoy a nice afternoon matinee, and you're out of there about 7 o'clock. We're home by midnight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we still might pull the trigger. I don't know. But it's been a conversation that's been had. I've only been to Citizens Bank, and when I was very, very, very young, I mean 8 or 9, I vaguely remember this game. My aunt and uncle lived in Madison, Wisconsin, and we went up there to visit, my mom and I, and just randomly they were like, well, the Brewers are playing. Why don't we go see a baseball game? And I mean, I'm 9, 10-year-old me. I'm already a sports geek, so I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And this was, I think they're in Miller. Fuck yes, Stastny. I think they're at Miller Park now.
Yep.
But this was when they were at Milwaukee County Stadium. And so I went there, but that bitch no longer exists. And they were playing the Twins. Kirby Puckett was there.
Oh, hell
so,
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember, whatever, but it was just like, I can always, even if I don't remember it, say I saw Kirby Puckett. You know, I just remember they had a dude that would go down a slide anytime the Brewers would do anything, and I remember that was like the coolest fucking thing I had ever seen in my life at that moment. But it was very cool, man. And all I had to remember it by is like a very, very vintage, like 96 Jeremy Burnitz looking plastic souvenir cup that's Milwaukee Brewers. I still have that bitch to this day. I'm very weird. I don't know, like, I love a good souvenir cup, dude. I'm a mark for that shit. And it's like, you know how fucking weird you look at 35 years old just carrying a souvenir cup out of the fucking barn or whatever. But I don't know, dude. It's cool, man. I think it... And they've robbed us of the greatest souvenir you could ever have in the ticket stub.
Yeah.
I mean, that used to be... I remember, like, my childhood bedroom, dude, when I started, like, working and having a job. Me and my buddies would go to just... forever concerts, and if fucking Raw was in town or SmackDown was in town, we would always go because it's like you're 17. All you got to do is put gas in your car. Mm-hmm. You know, let's take advantage while we can. And I had a shit ton of tickets on my wall. You can't do that anymore.
Nope.
And it sucks, dude. Like I don't know. I don't know if other people are as worked up about this as me, but I know, like, you know, and I kind of thought the same thing when we went to the Preds game. But when we, you know, went to that Flyers Sens game, I really was like, because like that's some shit. It was Drew's first game back in Philly. Like that would have probably been some sort of commemorative ticket. You know what I mean? And it's like, who wants to print out a screenshot?
Yeah, right.
You know, like what if the ink cartridge is low on magenta? You know, it's gonna look like shit. So. Yeah.
You kind of answered my questions because you were talking about Jeremy, by the way, former Met, Jeremy Burnitz.
Yep.
But you're talking about Burnitz being there. That means that's like the Prince Fielder, like the not the weird, like darker blue and gold, right?
Yeah, it was like I'm pretty sure John Jaha. God, dude. I wish I could remember like a stat line or something that happened. BJ Surhoff might have been there. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was just it just a fun just group of 90s baseball dudes. 90s baseball was the best.
Yeah, man.
It was the best, man.
So, you know, people talk about, you know, the baseball hall and how it is criminal that Pete Rose probably never gets in
until after he dies.
It's criminal that McGuire, Sosa, and Bonds aren't going to get in. I don't care what anybody says. Like, those guys kept the game afloat when
Absolutely.
Nobody gave a shit about baseball.
Absolutely.
And they were a massive, like, everybody around their TV watching McGuire and Sosa. And Bonds isn't going to get in because he wasn't nice to the fucking media.
I know, dude, and it's to this day.
What a ball player! Again, talk about a guy who should go down as one of the best ever.
He was probably, and this is what people forget, like he was probably a Hall of Famer anyway without the 73 home runs.
Yeah, easily.
So it's not like McGuire and Sosa would not be. Bonds was.
Yeah.
And so it is, dude.
And Bonds was an all-around player is the thing. Like,
yes.
He was a threat on the bases. When he still played in Pittsburgh, he was a threat on the bases. Like, he could go yard.
Yeah.
You know, you could definitely see him legging out doubles, and he was killer in the field.
Yeah, dude, he could hustle.
But people forget that because he wasn't nice and because he did steroids.
Right. Well, and the baseball writers are the fucking worst with that shit.
But somehow I bet you Clemens finds a way in.
Of course.
Even though fuck him.
Yeah, he's a fucking prick. And baseball is awful with that. I saw a clip of, I want to say it was Wander Franco for the Rays. They've been playing Pittsburgh, which, you know, best team in the AL against best team in the NL.
How wild would that World Series be, dude?
I would love it, dude.
I would be all
love it.
I mean, obviously, I want the Mets there.
Yeah.
But, like,
if your team can't be there, how fucking cool. And the Rays have been awesome for so long with just with that payroll.
Yeah.
And, competing in a division with New York and Boston, and it's fucking cool as shit. Their second baseman, Wander Franco, who's a really good young player, there was a grounder to second base, and he gets the ball with his glove, and he gets it to his bare hand to kind of make the throw to first, and when he goes to make the throw to first, he kind of throws it up in the air to himself. And if you look in the comment section, people were fucking outraged, dude, because of the dumb, toxic, unwritten rules bullshit. And you see like high school and like little league baseball coaches of like, if he were on my team, his ass would be on the bench, and you're just like, fuck you guys, man. Like shit, like god damn. Shit like that's what's holding baseball back. You have dudes that have it can be, for all the knocks it gets, it can be a fucking flashy sport, dude.
Yeah.
Look at Griffey.
Dude, Griffey was like half flash.
Yeah.
But because he was a great ball player.
Right. Exactly, dude. And so that's kind of the last time baseball felt like it was king in this country. And it still can be that if you don't fucking stifle these people, And because your point about McGuire Sosa, still to this day, that's one of my favorite memories from my childhood, dude, is that summer. And
they're definitely trying to computer here.
Yes, they are, man.
They're trying real hard.
We're close to an empty netter to end this bitch, though. Ah, shit.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, what was that? 98 season. So like wait, what happened to the empty net?
Yeah, right?
How did he get back in goal?
That's why I fired it. I was like, all right, cool, let's end it. Wait. Don't even. Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, so like 98 is the back half of my senior year. And I'm just that whole summer, like I remember, because it started I was still in school.
Yeah.
And it was nothing, by April, but like as the school year ended, like, and I'm just thinking, I don't know that I've ever watched more baseball than that summer.
Agreed.
And I'm 42.
Yeah.
Like not prior or since.
Yep. And this was
and
before...
I'm watching Chicago Cubs who stunk.
And the Cardinals
who stunk,
yep.
Despite McGuire and despite Sosa.
Yeah, and you even had that year Greg Vaughn, who was like a pesky 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before smartphones, so like...
Oh, you love to see the handshake there, eh?
Hell yeah, dude. Look at Landy. Even virtual Landy's handsome as fuck. All right, so we're on to the conference finals. We did it.
Yeah.
We busted out the brooms on them.
Oh, it's 46. So we're basically right up against it, if you want to call it.
Yeah,
start
she's
the next
on her
round
way, I guess. So I do want to see who we've got, though.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll simulate to the next round, and then we'll call it. Because
Flower. I mean, you tried.
They definitely tried to computer us.
Oh, they did. That was a tough... I mean, don't let the sweep fool you, people. That was... we worked for that shit.
It's not like Vancouver, where we just kind of put a beating on them.
Yeah, that was just a bludgeoning.
All right. So we either got Minnesota or Dallas. That's crazy when you really think about it.
Right.
Because they just played each other.
Exactly.
And then this isn't even those teams.
I don't even know who... Part of me is like, if we lose, I like Minnesota, but we're not going to lose, so... I don't know. I would definitely be rooting for the Wild here in real life.
For sure. Just like I was
Yes.
Last round, they... Big penalty on Foligno in game 5. Like early on, and so it's a 5-minute major game misconduct. They toss him out, and like 8 seconds later, on the power play. The Stars score. It's like, oh well,
Man.
there goes that.
We love the Wild,
Yeah,
but they're always bounced in the first round, man.
they have the longest streak now.
Except here. Do they? I'm not surprised, dude.
It's now that Toronto's out of the way.
Look at Leaves.
Look at this though. We've only got 24 losses on the year, considering like how many frustrating games we've had. And look at that other side. It's Bolts and Devs on the other side of the
How cool.
Sharks and Devs would be cool. Sharks and Lightning, much less cool.
I'm so glad they're gone.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be like, yay, go Toronto, but I'm glad, man.
Definitely in that situation, that's one that you root for Toronto.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm at with this round. Like, oh yeah, let's put Verhaeghe on that line. Sorry, Stastny. We need best lines possible.
Yup.
This is important.
Crunch time, bruh.
So mystery guy's got to go there. I guess that's not happening. It really looks like Nichushkin is the
Odd man
odd
out.
man. I can't find a place for him, but I don't want to take him off the ice because he's worked hard.
He has.
So I mean, it's the fourth line. He'll still get some time. He might be upset about it.
Well, and if mystery guy shits himself
Yeah.
after a game or two, then we can always swap him back and see if that's a spark.
I don't want to. Yeah, that doesn't do enough. Oh wait. Can we put Nichushkin on? Oh no, he's a left wing, right wing. All right, so we'll stay there. That fourth line might not see a lot of ice, so
Hopefully we won't need them, but we
All
still
right.
love them.
there we go. It's the Sharks in the Wild, and we will see you all next week.
Conference